Hi guys, I just got out of the shower. I still have the towel on my head. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to share something with you. A new, a new development, a new technique, whatever you want to call it. I've started employing the angels. That's right. Um, The way it came about is I started studying angelology in research for a script that we're wanting to put together, and um, and I realized, I need some help in my life. I need some help. I can't handle all this manifesting alone. It's really tedious and hard, and I need help. So in looking into it, I said, okay, well, I know that there's entities out there. I know my grandpa is out there. There's guardian angels. I'm aware that they're always out there and always looking over us, and they're always loving us and wishing the best for us. That's great. But how do I actually get them involved? And what I found out was that they cannot actually get involved until and unless you invite them and specifically ask them to. And the reason for that is is free will. If you go back to if you look into the Bible, or there's other references, the humanity, the purpose of us being here and all of that, we're not allowed to be interfered with unless we specifically ask for help. And that's the whole free will thing. So this whole time, I've known that they're there, and I've been in communication and been grateful, and there's that love connection and everything, but I haven't been employing their services. So a couple of months ago, I decided I was going to do that, and I just basically started talking to them and including them in my prayers and in my meditations, and saying, look guys, this is what I want to do. Wouldn't this be fun? We could share this experience together. Can you help me? Help me with this, help me with that. Get involved. You have my permission, please, like ASAP, like stat, like right now. So anyway, so it worked. I don't have specific examples that I can share with you. They're just too many, and they're kind of intangible, but I can just tell you that I really have felt in the last couple of months things moving, things happening, specific things that I've been asking for, certain people drawn into my life within a week, that one person is what was needed to make the domino effect happen and everything kind of click into place, the one piece of the puzzle that was missing, kind of thing. So I guess it's been working. They work through kind of a, I don't know, in conjunction with law of attraction type of thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Who cares how they do it? The point is that I really have been seeing results, and it's been wonderful, and I've been so grateful. So what I did from there was, so I'm a Pisces. I'm like, very highly intuitive, like borderline psychic in that way, especially in my dream state. But I don't see entities. I don't have that kind of clairvoyance and all the different clair senses. So I prayed to them, and I said, look, I would like you to make yourself known to me somehow, using one of the five senses, anything you can think of that will make me know that you're there, and anything that I can recognize, and I vow to be on the lookout for it, and to be hyper aware and be conscious, and to be paying attention and waiting for you to make yourselves known to me. And I learned all these things from there's a friend of mine. She's an oracle. She's a wonderful woman named Anna Mai. You can find her on YouTube. Discover Anna Mai, ANNAMAI. Anyhow, so she does a lot of work with the angels, and she like talks to them. She knows them by name and everything. Well, I'm not there yet, but what happened was, about a week ago, I'm sitting there, and I'm in my living room in my apartment building, and I get this whiff, this scent, the invigorating scent of pine. And I was, wow, pine trees, it's so comforting. It's just like home. It's like the mountains, it's the clean air. and invigorated me, and it came from nowhere, and none of my windows were open. I'm not near any pine trees where I live. I've never smelled it before. I've lived in this same apartment for like 5.5 years, never smelled that smell. Didn't buy any new incense, didn't buy any new candles, didn't buy nothing, right? It just came out of nowhere. And that's happened several times since. So my first thought was, okay, you all know my name is Jamie McCall. McCall is my stage name that was given to me. I was kind of divinely guided towards that name. It's not my birth last name. And it comes from McCall, Idaho. McCall, Idaho is a beautiful, pristine mountain town that I spent a lot of time in growing up, and that I spent a lot of time in when I was sick, getting well again. So my regeneration, my renaissance, my rebirth time was spent there. And it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's very healing. You know, you can still go hiking up through the mountains, and you still find the little arrowheads from the Native American days of roaming, and you know, little wooden outhouses out in the mountains, and we'd go trail riding on the horses, and it's very rugged, very beautiful place. So that's the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, McCall, my name, McCall, Idaho, all the pine trees in the mountains of Idaho, right? So then I was talking to my friend Anamai, hi there, and she was telling me actually that the pine cones have a very significant relevance here. And if you look it up, you'll find out, because she sent me a link and I started doing some research. And pine cones are used as symbolism all over the place in the spiritual realm and in sacred geometry, and it represents the divine and rebirth and all this kind of thing. So I was like, wow, that's incredible. It just built onto the meaning of just that one little experience of a smell of pine coming over me, right? So that was wonderful. Then a couple days ago, I was making my trek to the local drugstore. It's about a mile, maybe a mile and a half away, and I always walk. Anything less than 2 miles I walk. I do a lot of walking just to get outside, and you know, part of the walk is a nice little nature walk. A lot of it's, you know, city street, but it's okay. So I've done this walk dozens and dozens of times over the last couple of years, right? Never once came across a pine cone. Never once. And there's some pine trees along the walk, you know. Well, this particular walk, about 2 nights ago, I came across not one but 3 huge pine cones right in my path, and I was like, wow, there we are again, right? Okay, never happened before. So what I did was, there it is. Look, there's my mommy. She's a registered nurse. Isn't she beautiful? And there's one of the pine cones. Look how big this thing is. Look at the sacred geometry. Can you see? And if you smell it, of course, it smells like pine. So I picked up 2 out of the 3, and I put them in my grocery bag, my drugstore bag, and I brought them home. And I blessed them, and I've set one here right by my bedside next to my mommy. And I put one out in my living room where I do a lot of my work and things like that, so that, you know, they're always near me and everything. So I don't know, take that for whatever it's worth. I've just been having a feeling of comfort that I'm not alone, that I have teamwork from the divine realm. Teamwork on this level is necessary too, and it's great. And I have some great partners now that I'm working with on some really, really big things. But when you're building an empire, when you're doing something really, really big, and you're revolutionizing things, and you're changing the world, you kind of need the help from the other side. So, and ask and ye shall receive. But you do have to ask when it comes to the angels, in particular, because they're not allowed to interfere unless you ask them. So, and they love being loved. They love feeling appreciated. They love the acknowledgement, and I do that on a daily basis now. And I've really felt it. I felt the difference, and I've seen things happen, and little miracles every day. And I don't feel so alone, and it's kind of fun. I don't know. it's kind of fun to employ them and commission them in this experience and share it with them, you know? And say, hey guys, this is my desire, this is what I want to do. Wouldn't it be fun to experience it together? Can you help me with this? So, anyway, better get that. Wanted to share that with you. I'm sorry it's been so long. Bless you. Hope you're well. Much love. Bye-bye.